Today I'm going to show you how to take care of sciatica. In my 15.5 years of massage practice, that's probably top 5 of the things that I see, and so I've developed a few techniques for taking care of it pretty well. But one of the main things you need to know is that there is one muscle in particular that's like one of the main culprits, and that's the piriformis. It's this nice little straight muscle that goes across from the sacrum here down into the greater trochanter here, and if that gets too tight, it's going to start to clamp down on the on the sciatic nerve, because that nerve passes either underneath or it perforates and actually goes through the piriformis muscle. So we really want to take care of the excess tension there in order to kind of pinpoint what's causing it. Keep in mind, it could also be caused up near the nerve root. You could have a herniated disc. You could have some kind of bony calcification. You could have a tumor. Like, there's many different things that it could be aside from the piriformis, but I feel like more often than not, this is what it is, and this is functional. We can actually work on this. So I generally start off by just kind of working in, doing some petrissage motions. And this is sort of like a wax on, wax off kind of thing, where I'm going clockwise with the right hand and I'm going counterclockwise with the left hand. And this is very gentle. We're just kind of warming up the tissue here. And then once you've done that for a little while, you know, as you're doing it, you're palpating, you're feeling. So I'm not just going back and forth. I'm doing little circles, but as I'm doing those circles, I am going back and forth, and that allows me to like kind of go. You're going perpendicular to the fibers as you're palpating, and that allows you to feel for any speed bumps. And so any of the fibers that are excessively tight, you're going to just kind of like roll over those, and whichever one is the biggest speed bump, you focus in on that. And so you could just do static pressure and just kind of hold there, wait for it to release. But after you've done these preliminary strokes, you can start to go deeper and use the fist here. I generally pinpoint with this big knuckle here, and then I bring this leg up like so, and I'm opening up like this as I'm putting pressure into that piriformis. And so I'm not just pushing in, although you could do that, but I mix it up a little bit, and I add in a little bit more healing abilities by implementing petrissage while I'm also compressing as well. So I'm pushing in and I'm doing that circle around as I'm opening up like this. So there's like 3 different things going on at the same time. And then so you just want to make sure to be gentle enough so that you don't aggravate the piriformis, but you also want to give enough pressure to where it's actually having effect. If you don't give enough pressure, you're not going to really do anything for it. It's just like a little pet, which is nice, but if we want to release the piriformis, you have to give enough pressure. So I'm pushing in, I'm doing a circle around, and then as I'm pushing in, I'm doing the circle up and around like this, but then as I get to around like the bottom half of the circle, I'm letting up on the pressure. And then I allow more pressure once I go back in up here again. So pushing in and then opening up as I'm putting the pressure, and then I'm circling the leg back around as I'm letting up on the pressure down here. And so, yeah, it works in unison. It's kind of a beautiful little dance that you have going. And then so, yeah, you're working the piriformis, but then also explore. Work on the rest of the glute as well. Go over to the gluteus medius and minimus, and of course the entire maximus. You know, you're working all along the sacrum and the top of the pelvis, just in between that little groove there. Okay. And then so you can up the ante a little bit by dropping down to either your knee, or you can have your back leg straight and you're doing kind of like a lunge position. I found that if I want to give really good pressure, I need to be in sort of a lunge. but you can also do it on the knee. So we'll just do that for now. And then what I'm using is just like the straight part of the ulna here. You can use the spear part for someone who's got just like a really stubborn and dense gluteal muscles. You can use that, but I generally don't. I'm using either the flat edge or I'm using the dull side of the elbow down here. And so you just do the exact same thing, going in as I'm going out. And this one, you can do the little circles as well, or you can just kind of do back and forth. Do pressure in as this is coming out. And so you're just pinning that muscle down and then stretching it out. Cool, and that should help to release that piriformis muscle and affect some improvement with sciatica. All right, so, and then after you work that, you will want to stretch it out. To stretch out the piriformis, you bring the sheet up like so, or yeah, I mean, they might even have clothes on, doesn't really matter how you do it, but you bring it up like this, and then grabbing hold of the ankle like so, twisting like that, and then brace the knee right here, and you're pushing up and over. Now she's super flexible, but a lot of people, they'll stop like right here, and it's like the greatest stretch that they've ever felt in their life. But for her, she could probably go all the way to the shoulder, but this is what you're going for. So this gets to the piriformis some, but then also what's good to do is to come down here and over. So kind of brace right here and help to push over like that. You're going to get into the low back as well, but you will also feel a bit of a stretch right on that piriformis. Cool. And that is how you take care of sciatica.